Welcome to Brave Story, where small heroes teach big lessons. At Brave Story, we bring you heartwarming animated stories that inspire kids to be brave, kind, and wise. One child, a jungle full of fear. A life-changing encounter. If someone asked you if you believe animals could sense your fear, what would you answer? It might seem like a strange question, but it's one that scientists have been trying to answer for decades. Have you ever noticed your pet acting strangely when you're feeling scared or anxious? Maybe they start pacing or barking excessively, or perhaps they come over and nuzzle you in an attempt to comfort you. These behaviors can be puzzling, but they may actually be your pet's way of sensing your fear and responding accordingly. In this video, we'll explore the fascinating world of animal behavior and examine the evidence for whether animals can really sense our fear. We'll also look at the different ways animals perceive the world around them and how this ability might have evolved over time. Some people believe that animals can sense our fear through our body language. When we're scared, our bodies go through a series of physiological changes that can be detected by animals who are attuned to our behavior. For example, our heart rates increase, our breathing becomes more rapid, and our muscles tense up in preparation for fight or flight. These changes can cause physical cues such as fidgeting, sweating, and shaking, which can be picked up by sharp-eyed animals. Dogs, for instance, are known to be able to pick up on subtle changes in human body language and behavior. This is why they make such great service animals, as they can be trained to recognize signs of an impending panic attack or seizure and alert their owners or emergency services. Similarly, some primates have been shown to recognize fear-related facial expressions in humans, such as the facial expressions that occur during a panic attack. Others believe that animals can sense our fear through our scent. When we're afraid, we produce a hormone called adrenaline, which can be detected by animals through our sweat and urine. Adrenaline is part of the fight or flight response to danger, and it causes a number of physiological changes in the body, including increased heart rate, rapid breathing, and heightened alertness. Animals such as dogs, cats, and rats can detect changes in our hormone levels through our scent, and they use this information to guide their behavior towards us. For example, a study published in the journal Hormones and Behavior found that dogs could reliably detect anxiety in human sweat by sniffing samples taken from people with and without anxiety. The dogs were able to distinguish between the two groups with an accuracy of around 90%, suggesting that they were able to pick up on subtle changes in our body chemistry when we are feeling afraid. It's important to note that while these studies suggest that animals can sense our fear, they don't necessarily understand what it means. They may simply be reacting to the changes in our behavior or physiology that occur when we are scared. But what about animals that don't rely on their sense of smell or sight to navigate the world around them? Can they sense our fear through sound? The answer is yes. When we're afraid, we tend to make noises such as crying, screaming, or yelling, which can carry information about our emotional state to other animals. For example, a study published in the journal Animal Behavior found that domestic fowl, or chickens, could learn to associate human screams with danger and take evasive action to protect themselves. The chickens were exposed to recordings of either fearful screams, angry shouts, or neutral statements, and then tested to see how quickly they could escape a simulated predator. The results showed that the chickens responded more quickly when they had heard fearful screams, suggesting that they were able to use the auditory cues to assess the level of danger. But what about animals that aren't as closely attuned to human behavior as dogs or primates? Can they sense our fear? The answer may surprise you. Some animals, such as birds and reptiles, can sense our fear through our skin temperature. When we're afraid, our body temperature rises due to the fight or flight response. This change in temperature can be picked up by animals that are sensitive to thermal changes in their environment. For example, a study published in the journal PLOS ONE found that domestic chickens could detect human fear by sensing changes in skin temperature. The chickens were presented with two humans, one who was fearful and one who was calm, and they were able to accurately identify the fearful person in over 80% of trials. But what about larger animals such as mammals? Can they sense our fear? It turns out that they can. A study published in the journal Scientific Reports found that domestic goats could detect human fear by sensing changes in skin conductance, which is a measure of how much our skin changes electrical conductivity when we are experiencing emotions such as fear or anxiety. The goats were shown images of human faces expressing different emotions, and their responses were recorded. The results showed that the goats were able to discriminate between fearful and non-fearful faces with high accuracy, suggesting that they can sense our fear through changes in our physiology. But why would animals have evolved to be able to sense our fear? It turns out that there are a number of potential benefits to having this ability. For example, animals that can sense our fear are more likely to avoid dangerous situations or escape from predators. This is because they can use our fear as a cue to assess the level of danger in the environment. If we're scared, it's likely that there's a good reason for it, so they'll follow our lead and take evasive action. Additionally, animals that can sense our fear are more likely to receive care and protection from us. We tend to be more nurturing and attentive towards animals that we perceive as innocent and helpless. So if an animal can sense our fear, it's likely that we'll respond by providing them with the necessary resources to meet their needs. In conclusion, the evidence for whether animals can sense your fear is overwhelming. From body language to pheromones, animals have a variety of ways to pick up on your emotional cues. And while they may not understand what fear means, they can certainly detect the changes in your behavior and physiology that occur when you're scared. Whether it is your dog sensing your anxiety through your sweat or a chicken detecting your fear through your screams, animals have an amazing ability to tune into our emotional states and respond accordingly. So next time you're feeling afraid, take a moment to notice how the animals around you react. You might be surprised by what you see. And now it's time for you to tell us your story. Have you ever experienced something that made you believe animals can sense your fear? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you liked this video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more amazing animal videos. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. You must be thinking to yourself, where did all this come from? You've probably seen a lot of videos like this, and you must be wondering why they keep popping up. Well, the secret is out. These videos are created by AI, which stands for Artificial Intelligence. Essentially, AI is a type of software that's designed to mimic the cognitive functions of the human mind, such as learning and problem solving. It is become really popular in recent years because it is capable of performing tasks that would normally require human intelligence, such as understanding natural language, recognizing patterns, and making decisions based on incomplete information. But how does it work exactly? Well, AI works by analyzing vast amounts of data and identifying patterns and relationships within that data. It uses algorithms, which are essentially sets of rules or procedures for solving problems, to process the data and make decisions or predictions based on it. For example, if you're watching this video, the AI system that recommended it to you has analyzed your viewing history and preferences and has determined that you are interested in topics related to animals and emotions. That is why you keep seeing videos about animals that can sense your fear pop up in your feed. AI is becoming increasingly sophisticated and is already being used in a wide range of applications, including virtual assistants, self-driving cars, and medical diagnosis. Who knows what the future will bring? But one thing is for sure, AI is rapidly changing the world around us. And it is important to understand how it works so that we can harness its power for good. Turn on the bell to never miss an adventure. If you love the story, give it a thumbs up and share it with friends.